Forget palace protocol. Could Harry's prince status actually vanish when William takes the crown? It's a question that's been quietly simmering in royal circles, and today we're diving deep into the drama, the history, and the real possibilities behind this royal rumour. So, grab your tea, settle in, and let's unravel the story behind Prince Harry's title, and whether it's truly in danger. Ever since Harry and Meghan pressed exit on royal life, the world has been buzzing. The couple's decision to step back from their senior royal roles in early 2020 sent shockwaves through the monarchy and the media alike. Headlines screamed about Megxit, and speculation about their future and their titles hasn't stopped since. Every move they make, every interview they give, seems to spark a fresh round of debate. Should they still be called the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? Should Harry still be a prince? And what does it all really mean? Now, living in California, Harry and Meghan have carved out a new life, far from the traditions and expectations of Buckingham Palace. They've signed deals with streaming giants, launched charitable foundations, and become global celebrities in their own right. But their royal titles have followed them across the Atlantic, sparking controversy on both sides of the pond. Critics argue that using the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles while pursuing commercial ventures is a royal no-no, blurring the lines between monarchy and celebrity. The debate hasn't just played out in the tabloids. Some British politicians have even floated the idea of making it official, stripping Harry and Meghan of their titles through an Act of Parliament. Imagine lawmakers debating the fate of Harry's business cards or poring over official documents to decide who gets to call themselves a duke or duchess. It might sound far-fetched, but in the world of royal protocol, stranger things have happened. But here's the twist. When it comes to royal titles, the rules are both ancient and surprisingly flexible. Only the reigning king or queen or parliament can actually pull the plug on a royal title. It's a power that's rarely used, but it's there, lurking in the background of every royal drama. So, could King Charles III, or a future King William, really take away Harry's prince status? Right now, King Charles hasn't budged. Despite all the headlines, all the speculation, and all the family tension, the king has made no move to strip Harry of his titles. Royal experts say he probably won't, at least not anytime soon. Why? Because yanking Harry's title could make family feuds even messier, and the monarchy is already navigating a delicate balancing act in the public eye. The royal family has always been a symbol of unity and tradition, but recent years have seen unprecedented rifts. Public spats, tell-all interviews and social media storms have exposed cracks in the royal facade. Stripping Harry of his title could be seen as a final, irrevocable break. A move that might please some critics, but risk alienating others. The monarchy, after all, relies on public support, and every decision is weighed with that in mind. So, what would actually happen if William became king? Would Harry's prince status automatically disappear? The answer is more complicated than you might think. Titles in the royal family are governed by a mix of tradition, law, and royal prerogative. When a new monarch takes the throne, they have the power to grant or revoke titles, but it's not automatic. It would require a conscious decision and likely a formal announcement. Royal experts agree. It's super unlikely that Harry would lose his prince status, even if William becomes king. The title of prince is a birthright granted to male-line grandchildren of the monarch under the 1917 letters patent issued by King George V. Unless Parliament passes a new law or the reigning monarch issues new letters patent, Harry remains a prince by right of birth. But in royal circles, never say never. The monarchy has a long history of adapting to changing times, sometimes in dramatic ways. Titles have been granted, revoked, and reshuffled before, often in response to political pressure or public opinion. If the winds of change blow strong enough, anything is possible. To understand the stakes, let's take a quick trip through royal history. In 1936, King Edward VIII famously abdicated the throne to marry Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee. The scandal rocked the monarchy, and Edward was stripped of his style of His Majesty, becoming the Duke of Windsor. His wife, however, was never granted the title of Her Royal Highness. The episode set a precedent for how the royal family handles internal crises, and how titles can be used as both reward and punishment. More recently, after her divorce from Prince Charles, Princess Diana lost her style of Her Royal Highness, though she remained the Princess of Wales. The decision was controversial, and it highlighted just how personal and political royal titles can be. For Harry, the situation is different, but the echoes of history are hard to ignore. And then there's Prince Andrew. In 2022, amid mounting legal troubles and public outcry, Andrew was stripped of his military affiliations and royal patronages. He remains a prince by birth, but his public role has been dramatically reduced. The move showed that the monarchy is willing to act when the pressure becomes too great. But it also demonstrated the limits of what can be done without changing the law. So, what would it actually take to strip Harry of his prince title? In theory, Parliament could pass legislation to remove his titles, or the monarch could issue new letters patent. But both options would be unprecedented in modern times, and would likely spark fierce debate. Constitutional experts say it's a legal and political minefield, one the royal family would probably rather avoid. Public opinion plays a huge role in all of this. Polls show that attitudes toward Harry and Meghan are deeply divided, both in the UK and abroad. Some see them as trailblazers, forging a new path for the monarchy in the 21st century. Others view them as rebels, undermining centuries of tradition. The royal family has to navigate these competing pressures, balancing tradition with the need to stay relevant. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan continue to build their own brand. Through their Archewell Foundation, they've championed causes from mental health to climate change. Their interviews, most famously with Oprah Winfrey, have shed light on their struggles within the royal family and sparked global conversations about race, privilege, and the future of the monarchy. The royal family, for its part, has tried to project an image of stability and continuity. Major events like Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee have showcased the monarchy's enduring appeal, even as the cast of characters changes. But behind the scenes, the question of titles and who gets to use them remains a live issue. As Prince William prepares for his eventual role as king, all eyes are on how he will handle the challenges ahead. Will he take a hard line on royal titles or seek reconciliation with his brother? Insiders say William is keenly aware of the need to modernize the monarchy, but also deeply committed to upholding its traditions. The choices he makes could shape the royal family for generations to come. Behind the scenes, royal advisors are constantly weighing the risks and rewards of every decision. The monarchy is an institution built on precedent, but it's also surprisingly adaptable. Whether it's responding to scandal, managing public relations, or navigating family dynamics, the royal household is always working to protect the crown and the family's reputation. The question of titles doesn't just affect Harry and Meghan, it also extends to their children, Archie and Lilibet. Under current rules, they became eligible for the titles of Prince and Princess when Charles became king. But the decision to use those titles, or not, has been the subject of intense speculation. For Harry and Meghan, it's a deeply personal choice with implications for their children's future. Royal biographers say the story of Harry's title is just one chapter in a much larger saga. The monarchy has weathered countless storms over the centuries, from wars and abdications to divorces and scandals. Through it all, the institution has survived by adapting to the times, sometimes slowly, sometimes dramatically. For many people, the royal family is a symbol of British identity, a living link to the nation's history and traditions. But it's also a family, with all the joys and challenges that come with it. The drama over Harry's title is a reminder that even the most ancient institutions are made up of real people, facing real dilemmas. For Harry, his identity as a prince is just one part of his story. He's also a veteran, a husband, a father, and a campaigner for causes he believes in. Whatever happens with his title, his impact on the world and on the royal family will be felt for years to come. In recent years, Harry has used his platform to speak out on issues from mental health to veterans' welfare. His work with the Invictus Games has earned him respect around the world, and his willingness to share his own struggles has helped break down stigma and spark important conversations. Meghan, too, has become a powerful advocate for social change. Her work on gender equality, racial justice, and mental health has inspired millions, and her voice continues to resonate far beyond the walls of Buckingham Palace. The royal family, meanwhile, continues to perform its public duties, from state banquets to charity galas. These events are carefully choreographed displays of tradition and pageantry designed to reinforce the monarchy's place in British life. But behind the scenes, the family is grappling with questions about its future and how to stay relevant in a rapidly changing world. In the age of social media, every royal move is scrutinized, analyzed, and debated in real time. Hashtags trend, memes go viral, and public opinion can shift in an instant. The monarchy is more visible and more vulnerable than ever before. For many, the story of Harry and William is a deeply personal one. The brothers grew up in the public eye, shaped by tragedy and expectation. Their bond was once unbreakable, but recent years have seen them drift apart. The question of titles is just one piece of a much larger puzzle, a story of family, duty, and the search for identity. When Harry and Meghan married in 2018, it was hailed as a new chapter for the royal family, a symbol of modernity and inclusion. The world watched as the couple exchanged vows, blending royal tradition with personal touches. But the fairy tale soon gave way to reality, as the pressures of royal life and relentless media scrutiny took their toll. Their decision to step back from royal duties was unprecedented, and it set off a chain reaction of events that continues to reverberate today. The couple's candid interviews have lifted the veil on life inside the palace, exposing tensions and sparking debate about the future of the monarchy. Despite the drama, moments of unity still shine through. On Remembrance Day, Harry's military service is honoured alongside his family's, a reminder of the values that bind them together, even in times of division. As the sun sets on another day of royal drama, one thing is clear: the story of Prince Harry's title is far from over. Whether he remains a prince, a duke, or simply Harry, his journey continues to captivate the world. So, will Prince Harry lose his prince status when William becomes king? The answer for now is almost certainly no. But in the world of royalty, nothing is ever truly set in stone. The monarchy has survived by adapting, and the next chapter could bring surprises no one expects. For now, Harry's title drama is just that: drama. But if Windsor drops another plot twist, you'll hear it here first. Stay tuned, because in the royal family, the only constant is change.